Workforce Development Board. There we go. We're being recorded, so if y'all will all agree to that, please. There you go. Thank you, Connie. So I'm with Turning Point Workforce Development Board, and I was asked to be a part of this session with Wilson County Libraries. We've worked together for several years now, and this one is a little bit different because I was asked to do something on unusual ways to find a job, some different techniques. And the premise was the person that asked for this has experience with finding jobs on Facebook. And so he was going to talk about groups and using Facebook to help you find jobs. I have not had that kind of experience, so I'm mentioning it to you. But that's not where we're going to spend our time. I am going to mention it so that you can know that if you want to go explore that is on Facebook. There are groups, and it's also a good way, like Connie, you were talking about your career. And so as a typist, I have not looked for that specific career, but you can go to Facebook and type into the groups and see if there is a typist or secretarial group. And it's a fun way to network with people who do or did, you've retired. So it could be a way to make connections, because that's really what we're here to talk about, is the importance of a network. That is how you find a job. And so I'd like to get started. Have we hit the 2 o'clock? Yep, we're at 2:04. Amanda, if anyone does ask to join, I'm fine if they come in a little bit late.
Okay, and I just got a phone call right about 2 from a gentleman who wanted me to email him the link. Okay. So hopefully he'll be popping on, and we're also expecting Amber, so I'm watching for her. So we are recording, so we can share this program later. Just want to make sure everyone's okay with that. All right, very good.
So the way I look at this is we all bring something to this table. I'm not an expert. As I've already admitted to you, Facebook is not my area of expertise, but I use it because it's a part of my job and it's part of the world now. So I ask you to each please unmute. And if you hold down your space bar, you can just talk for that little bit of time and then let off the space bar and it'll mute you again. That's a way, like if I ask you a question, you could just hold down space bar while you're talking and then let go, and it'll put you back into mute mode. Just a little tip on Zoom. Anyway, so let's get started. I do have an agenda that I'd like to go through, but please feel free. Tammy, did you want to add something?
No, ma'am. I'm just unmuting when you asked me to.
Okay, that's great. All right, sounds good. The first thing that I wanted to show you all are there are lots of tools that are available on the internet. And one of them is through North Carolina Department of Commerce, and I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. It is called, if you look up in this section, it's called NCCareers.org. See how it says NCCareers.org? If you want to jot that down, it's a great website to go through. I'm out in the country, and so I have internet issues sometimes. And for some reason this afternoon, of course, because I was doing a Zoom meeting, it started not working. So I went ahead and pulled up some of the things I wanted to show you, just to make sure that I was able to show those to you. But before I do, let me stop for a second. Connie, I didn't get to hear what you're hoping to move into. What's your next step for your career? Do you have any idea where you want to go?
I'm thinking about taking some classes. I can't drive because I have seizures. It's really frustrating. My sister has them too. I have about one a year or less, but I can't drive. So I was thinking about possibly working from home or getting more training from home. I was looking at that too.
Okay. Well, it's a good time for that. And I just saw, Amanda, do you know about the new ride partnership in Wilson?
Yes, actually, we have a lot of information in the library, and we do regularly help patrons with setting that up.
Okay, so Connie, that might be an option for you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to get out of your home, that
Yeah.
might be something that Amanda can help you with at a later date. Because I read about that and I thought that was neat that Wilson's doing that.
Yeah, sounds.
Okay. All right. So here's this. And Connie, I'm going to direct this towards you since you're the only participant at this time. And then as people join us, we will add in what they're interested in. This is such a good tool to help you figure out, like you can go to this button right here. This is the beginning of NC Careers. When you type in nccareers.org, this is the homepage that you will come up with. They'll spotlight a career in North Carolina. And if you notice, this is the Human Resources Manager's career. If you also notice my little pointer turned into a hand, that means you could click on it and it will take you in to learn more about that career. So if you're interested in that career, you can click on that. I'm going to actually take you into one of the activities. It's called Reality Check. And I'm going to click here. Like I said, I'm having internet trouble, so I had already gone ahead and pulled these sites up. Reality Check, if you'll notice right here, that's the first choice. You can also go into Interest Finder, which I would encourage you, Connie, to do after we, you can spend hours on this site and still not see everything that they have. But it will help narrow down what you're interested in. Are you thinking about getting a job again as a typist, or do you want to try something different?
I've done a couple of things. I've worked with differently abled children. Am I still on? The thing disappeared. Yeah. Okay, and I've done several things, and so I have several choices. I taught hobby ceramics, so I got some options. Yeah.
Good. Good. Well, there's a great computer source here called Skills Matcher. So you can go in and match the skill that you have, because you sound like you've got a lot of experience, and it could maybe open up some new ideas of possible careers that could use the skills that you have. So it could just help expand. There's so many jobs out there. I didn't know this job that I have now even existed.
Yeah.
You know, and I've been in the workforce for a while too. So it's just a great way to kind of expand your horizon, especially when you're in the situation that you're in where you're looking for a new opportunity. So I would encourage you to use that. Reality Check may be a bit, maybe not such a big help for you, Connie, but it's a great program. I just want to mention, since we're being recorded. What it does is it goes in and you put in that you want to live in Wilson County. You get to choose any county in North Carolina. And then it asks you questions like, what kind of house do you want to live in? What kind of car do you want to have? Or like in your case, Connie, you wouldn't want a car. So what mode of transportation will you use? What kind do you want a cell phone, a telephone, a landline? It asks all these questions about how you want to live. And then it knows what Wilson County's rent normally is and what the average cost of a home is. And so it takes that data for you and it will add it all together for a monthly income that you need to make. And then it'll match jobs in Wilson County that pay that salary or better. So it's a great tool. So even if you already know, you need to, I'm just going to make this up. You need to make $3,000 a month is what you need to make. Even if you already do that, know that you might still use this tool, because at the end, it's going to list all these jobs that pay that salary or better. Oh, here's Daryl. So I would encourage you to go into NC Careers and check that out. Welcome, Daryl. We're glad you're here. Can you unmute yourself? You do that. If you hold down your space bar, you'll be able to talk to me. There you go.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
That's all right. Welcome. Can you briefly tell me kind of what you're looking for in this little workshop?
I guess I'm just looking for places to look for work and ideas on how to apply, work on my resume, things like that.
Okay. All right, great. Can you give me a little bit of background? Have you worked before?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
In what?
And you want to know my field?
Well, just a quick overview. You don't have to give me every job you've had, but just like, have you worked mainly in the school systems or at libraries or in manufacturing or in food services?
Oh, okay. Yeah, for the most part, I've worked in the group homes with people with mental health issues.
Okay. Do you have a degree, something in healthcare?
I have a degree in psychology.
Wow. Okay. All right. Sounds good. The reason I'm asking is that is a booming, as y'all all know, everybody knows that healthcare is one area that just is in dire need for workers. So you are in great demand there, I would think, with your experience. Anything else you want to share before I catch you up where we are?
No, I think that's it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. We are in the website of NC Careers. Can you see up here? It's nccareers.org. And I would recommend you write this down. I think, Amanda, you're going to send them my little cheat sheet that I sent you, right?
Yes. And Daryl, were you the person who called me just a few minutes ago?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to forward that email to you right now that has the handout in it as well.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
So we're going through this nccareers.org because no matter where you are, what stage you're in your career search, it's always good to use these free tools that are out there to help you explore. There's so many jobs out there that people don't know about, and this can help you explore. This is put out by North Carolina Department of Commerce, so it's accurate, data that you're getting. This is one of the tools that we talked about, Reality Check, which it'll ask you how your lifestyle, what lifestyle you want, and then it matches jobs to that lifestyle. So it's a great tool to use, and everything I'm showing you is free. This is another excellent tool that NC Careers offers to everybody, and it's called Star Jobs. I've gone in for location and put in Wilson, and then for the star rating, I put in 5 stars. That's the highest, the best rating. What this does is North Carolina Department of Commerce goes in and studies jobs and ranks them. So they give them this rating right here, the star rating. And the 5-star jobs are the best jobs in North Carolina. And it'll tell you what rating it got. Here's the title of the job. So software developers. And then you need a bachelor's degree. Here's the salary. It's very strong growth, because that's one of the reasons it gets a star, is because it's a growing job. And then this is whether or not it's few opportunities, whether or not you have a lot of opportunities or not. So you can go through this and look if there's something you're like, wow, I don't even know what a market research analyst and marketing specialist does. Well, here, I'm gonna go to this one because, Daryl, this might be of interest to you since you have some experience with working with people So you can click on it, and I'm having internet issues. I'm sorry, it's gonna probably take a little while. But it will give you more information about that one job in North Carolina. The handout that Amanda will send to you has ONET information, which is a national data collection. This is data from North Carolina that you'll be seeing on NC Careers. So I actually prefer it because you're getting North Carolina information. You can watch a video here to learn more about. It's a quick.
I can't hear you.
My connection because I've got bad internet. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can
We
hear
hear
you.
you.
Okay, thank you. You know what? I'm not going to be able to choose any of these options. I'm just going to have to show it to y'all. Okay, I'm not going to be able to go in like I had hoped. May lose connection. But this is an example of what a star job. Look at all the information they give you. They give you the salaries, the range of the salary, then here's the higher range of the salary. Here are the reasons for it getting 5 stars. There's the wage. Oh, excuse me, it's not 5 stars. It's 5 here, but this is a 4-star rating for wage. So the wage is not as high as some of the other jobs. But there are a lot of job openings. That means there are a lot of people looking for these people to fill this position. It's a growing job. And then you need a lot of experience to be able to get the job. It'll tell you what kind of education you need. Here are the number of jobs. Here are different titles for this pretty much the same job. If you take their interest, if you go under Find My Interest, there is an interest finder there, and you'll come out with letters that best suit your personality. You can match those to these jobs to see if it's a good match. Lots of good information you can see. I did it for Rocky Mountain Wilson. What questions do y'all have so far? Okay, I'm gonna keep moving along. So the first step is you need to do career exploration. You need to figure out what your traits are, and then also what careers match those traits. And so here are some tools that can help you. NCWorks is another place where you can go in, and they have assessments in there. I want to now and talk to you about our NCWorks Career Centers. Daryl or sorry, Connie, have y'all ever been to an NCWorks Career Center?
I have.
Yes.
It's been a while.
Okay. If you've been,
Yes.
you have,
Yeah.
Connie?
Yes.
Okay. Because if you've been, they probably got you to register, and so you're probably on the system. So you can go in, right? Let me move my Zoom. You can go in here and sign in to NCWorks, and I'm going to do that so you can see. Oh, I hope it'll let me. Let's see. I'm not a robot. It worked. Okay. They call this the little hamburger. See it up here in the upper left-hand corner? It's the menu. You can click on that and here are all the choices. NCWorks is a huge, robust system with many, many options. So I'm glad to hear y'all already been into your NCWorks Career Center. I would encourage you to continue, like Connie, you were talking about maybe going back to school. There is a federal program that goes through NCWorks. It's called WIOA, Workforce Innovation Opportunities Act. And you have to qualify. And so it's a lot of documentation for you to qualify. But if you qualify and are interested in one of our careers that is growing in our area and has it been approved, it means it's in high demand in our area, then they will pay for your education. But again, you have to fill out a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of qualifying to do that, and it's certain careers that they'll pay for. So just one thing to think about, you might want to call and make an appointment to talk to them again to see how they can help you. Okay. Let me stop for a second and talk to you. Have y'all ever networked? Do you know what that term means, networking?
Not really, no.
Okay. Okay, Daryl?
Yeah, I know the term.
Okay. Well, it's the number one strategy now that people say the best way to get a job is to network. So Connie, I'm glad you haven't heard of it, and Daryl, I'm glad you have, because it's an area that people tend to shy away from because it takes a lot of initiative to network. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. Most people, when I talk to them about networking, they say, ooh, Duna, I don't have a network. I've just moved here. I don't know a lot of people. And so I don't have a network that I can move through. Well, I'm going to take you a little bit, Connie. You told me, it sounds like you have a sister-in-law here and a brother-in-law here. That's the
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's a network. And you think, okay, well, how is that a network? That's really small. Well, it might be, but it might be that you talk to your sister-in-law about what your interests are, and she might know somebody at church who's in that field, or she may have a friend who is in a hobby group with her, and it can be, you can grow your network. So a way you can do that is by joining those Facebook groups. It can be done virtually now, which is nice, Connie, because it sounds like it's an issue for you to come out of your house, but it can be done virtually, just like we're doing a class, a workshop right now. So I would encourage you to look into professional organizations, like I was saying about Facebook, and checking to see if there's some typist group. And Daryl, you may be able to find on Facebook under their groups tab, it may be something with healthcare workers, or it might be something, was it mental substance abuse? What type of?
People with mental retardation.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I know there is a big demand for that in the schools. Have you ever thought about going into the school systems?
I think for that, you have to have a degree in special education.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, it depends on what you're planning on doing. And there is, it's not there yet, but remember the WIOA program I was telling you about, they're working on building a teacher pipeline. So you might want to get in touch with your NCWorks Career Center and stay in touch with them and listen out for that, because it may be, I've heard that there's research being done on that possibly growing in our area because there's such a demand for teachers in our area. But Daryl, it might be other options. I would recommend you look on the Wilson County Schools website. Or
Yeah, I'll look into it.
okay, let me take this little example, Daryl, not to push you in this, but this is a great example of networking. Do you know anybody that works at the Wilson County Schools?
Well, yeah, I know some people. I'm not sure if they still work there or not, though.
All right, but do you hear, see, this is what networking is all about. You brainstorm in your head, what who do I know that works at Wilson? And let's just say they're the bus mechanic. I'm trying to think of something that you're not looking into going into. But they're the bus mechanic, but I bet that bus mechanic knows the principal. Do you see how that networking works? And so
Yeah.
you go to your friend that's the bus mechanic and say, hey, I really would like to break into helping mentally retarded children in the school systems, but I can't get my foot in the door. Can you help me? And they can say, well, I know the principal at such and such a school. You know, it might be that it leads to that kind of connection. Does that make sense, Daryl?
Yes, it does. I see what you're getting at.
Okay, all right, good. One thing that I thought was a really good point when I did research on the topics that I'm talking to y'all about, and one of the things that I thought was a really good point is the how of networking. You know, how do you network? Well, like when you, Daryl, again, I'm gonna use that scenario, you know, the bus mechanic, it's important that it's a two-way street, because people don't want to feel like you're aggressive with them and you go to them, can you help me? Okay, bye.
Right.
And so it's important to make a two-way street of finding out maybe how you could help them. How are they doing? You know, maybe I'm making up again a scenario. Maybe their mother lives down the street from you and you could cut her grass, you know, to help him out because he's had a real busy week at work. But it's a two-way street, because networking doesn't work when people just feel like they're being used. Does that make sense, Connie?
It does. It does.
Okay. It's just good common human nature sense that we got to play give and take with this networking, because it's important that people don't feel used. So I thought that was a good point. Another good point was to not be real aggressive with them. You can ask for advice. You can say to the bus mechanic, hey, look, I really would like to break into the school systems. Do you know how what would be a good way for me to do that? When you ask somebody for advice, it's a lot gentler, softer approach than just saying, hey, can you help me get a job? You know, that can put somebody on the defensive if you ask it that bluntly, but if you ask them for advice, it gives them an out in case they need it, you know, and they don't want to just blow you off, but they also don't feel like they can just provide the avenue for you. So it's a great question to ask. Can you help me out with this? Do you have any advice for helping me break into this? Are y'all with me so far, or do you have any comments, questions, concerns? You okay? All right, good.
Yeah.
Let's keep moving then. So what do you do? Well, the best thing to do is just stay connected with people. And Daryl, how do you stay in touch with your friends? Do you mainly text? Do you get together with people? Do you message them on Facebook? How do you connect with your friends?
It's mostly texting and online stuff.
Yes.
Okay. Same with you, Connie?
Okay, this is maybe a good time to mention a website that I found through AARP. It's the Unity website. I have PTSD from an incident a few years ago, and it's Unity out of Philadelphia. They run meetings for people with all kinds of different sorts, custody issues, any other sort of issue. And it's also run in order to help people who are on parole get meetings if they're ordered to be sober. But you will hear all A to Z. Everything. There are people that are trying to get custody of their kids. The difference between Unity recovery meetings and AA or NA is that you can come in there and talk about anything. If you feel like you're eating too much out of nerves, you can come in and talk about it. It's welcomed. If you're having a custody fight, if you're having some spousal issues, you can come in there. Pretty much they don't draw the line on anything. And then they have specialized meetings for women only, for families only. So I just wanted to throw that out for anybody that wants to check it out. It's really good, open Zoom meeting. And I've had trouble connecting with people. My brother-in-law and JCATS is the way I get around. I'll get a JCATS over to Wilson's physician group to go to the doctor, and I go to Unity meetings, and there's been just a great deal of yard work. And my sister is in a wheelchair, so I spend some time working up there, and the issue has been how to kind of make sure she's okay and maybe get a part-time job or network and get out of the house too. So there's several issues. Yeah.
Connie, you've done a great job of just then modeling networking. So see, you brought something to the table. You shared with us a good website that I've written down, and we can share that in future workshops. That's an excellent example of networking, because you're sharing and you're providing something good to me as I provide something good back to you. So
people do talk about, I'm sorry, people do talk about jobs. Somebody will say, I know a lady that comes on that's talking about, she has clothing, her people did some clothing, fashion district in New York. So she's talking about fashion design and stuff. So you'll hear A to Z. Wow. Anyway, yeah.
That's wonderful. See, that's a great resource for all of us to now have in our toolbox. And that's what networking is all about. And a lot of times you'll be talking to somebody like this, and then you'll hear about different resources that can help you out. So I encourage you to look for more ways to network, and it can be done virtually, but try and find maybe one this month of September, maybe a Facebook group, or maybe, Daryl, when you're texting friends, just say, hey, I'm looking for a job. Have you got any suggestions for any ways that you think I might be able to break in to such and such a place? And
right.
Give yourself a goal to try at least once this month, the networking. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, good. Another option, and Connie, you talked about this, and Daryl, this might be an option for you, is on NCWorks. Can y'all see my screen still?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'm on the NCWorks. I went to the little menu choice, and I'm gonna go to Education Services. And if you click on that, you go to Online Learning Resources, and these are free resources. All right, hold on, because my internet's just a little slow. When COVID hit, my job is outreach coordinator, special project outreach coordinator. So my work was out in the community, our 5 counties. We service Wilson, Nash, Edgecombe, Northampton, and Halifax counties. Well, with COVID, I couldn't go out and do anything live. So when it first hit, my boss said, work on professional development. So I went to NCWorks, and if you go under online resources, well, first let me show you, Allison has an amazing amount of classes that you can take and get certifications for free.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. Yeah. A lot of it is on IT, information technology, but there's some business courses and that kind of thing. So that is a great resource for you. I actually wanted to learn, when COVID first hit, I wanted to learn Excel because I needed a way to track the people that I work with. So I went to Workplace Skills and to this Goodwill Community Foundation they were excellent little classes. It's a great resource for you. It's free. And why I liked it was they would break Excel down into a little 3-minute video. You'd watch it, and then you would have a practice, and you'd get to try and do what the video showed you to do. So it was not just watching a video, but then I had to go apply what I learned, which is how most adults learn. So it's an excellent tool if you want to get more comfortable with Microsoft Word, Connie, because you talked about, I mean, if you go into typing, you know, that might be something you want to do, or has all the Microsoft products, Excel and Access. So go in and check that out for some free classes you can take. And one more tool I want to show you that you can use. I should have shown it to you back when I was talking to you about exploring careers. But if you go to YouTube, there is a channel for that we have. It's called Turning Point Workforce Development Board. Here's who I work for, Turning Point Workforce Development Board. So if you go to YouTube and you type in Turning Point Workforce Development Board, this channel will appear. And these are all videos that can help you. Like Daryl, you were talking about, you want to work on your resume?
Yes.
Okay. Here's a short little video of 1 minute, 45 seconds that talks about some of the important parts of the resume. Also, I'd encourage you, NCWorks career advisors are trained on how to help you. They can like proofread your resume and make suggestions for you. So that's a good tool. If you want to watch these videos, there are 20 some of them on this channel that you can you know, go through. There's resume writing. Here's on financial literacy. Some of the terms that people use, you don't know what it means. What's a stackable credential? This little video will explain things like this. Here's information about what NCWorks Career Center of Advisors will do for you. In our 5-county region, North Carolina Department studied our area and said that there are 4 career pathways that are growing in our area. One is healthcare, one is advanced manufacturing, another one is business support services, which that has the IT, information technology, and also logistics under it, and then agri-science biotechnology. And so if you want to learn more about that, you can go to these videos and learn about those 4 pathways. The reason it's to your advantage is it tells you about careers that are growing in the area, so you get into something that is booming in the area. The other thing I wanted to show you is this one. Can y'all see it? It's called Tradify. It's a wonderful assessment that we offer called Tradify, and what it does is you look at pictures and you say, me, not me. So for example, there's a picture of a person working with children. If at work you want to work with children, you click on me. If you don't want to work with the children, you click on not me. And then what it does is it studies all your answers, and it only takes 2 minutes to take the assessment. But the great thing is, when it's over, it lists all the jobs in our area, northeastern North Carolina, that have jobs that match your traits. So it's very much personalized for you. So this movie will tell you about Tradify, how to use it, and how to go to the website so you can access it. Any questions about that? No? Am I going too fast, Amanda?
No, you're okay.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think this is really good info.
Okay. All right. Good. What at this point, y'all, I have pretty much covered what I had wanted to show you all. What questions do you have for me?
Turning Point Workforce. Okay, I have one. Is Turning Point Workforce Development Board, is that part of North Carolina government, or is that a private agency?
It's part of North Carolina government.
Okay, all right, okay.
Well, we're run by a council of government, so it's the 5 counties, but it's a government agency.
So there's one for, I'm sorry. Huh?
It's called Upper Coastal Plain Council of Government is who
Oh.
our overseers are. So it comes to us as a region. We're a region.
Yes, okay. Okay.
And yes, they're all over the state of North Carolina.
Good. Yeah, that's all right.
It's a great service for people as they're looking for work.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
Daryl, do you have any questions?
I think you covered or guided me to what I was looking for.
Okay. Do you feel like you got something new or some unusual creative ways to look for a job?
Yes, I do.
Good. Connie, you as well?
I sure do, because I never heard of Upper Coastal Plain Council of Government before, but I was trying to, you know, match it to something I had heard of in other states. But yeah, that's a really good resource.
Texas,
yeah.
their Upper Coastal Plain Council of Government is actually in downtown Wilson. It's close to the library.
Yeah.
So you'll see it if you go on that main street. And yes, so it is they're federal dollars. This is my understanding. It comes from our Congress, U.S. Congress. Yeah. And so every state does have some version of this. Yeah. Some workforce development board, some workforce development entity in all the states.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do to help y'all?
No, it's good information. I'm just trying to, at this point, being 66, I've got my Social Security, but I don't know what age group y'all are in, but you know, they keep raising the age where you can make 100% and not be taxed. Those sneaky guys. So mine is 67 and 1/2, and I'm 66. So, you know, just working part-time and trying to get, my sister had surgeries, so just trying to get her a little bit better along. But the whole thing about transportation, see, you gave me some good resources about the ride partnership, and then that thing on NC Careers where you say where you live and they tell you what transportation is available. Yeah, that's a good resources. So thank you very much for that. I've learned some things that I hadn't thought about. I've learned. Yeah. So thanks.
Good. You're welcome. I'm glad it's been helpful. Well, that covers everything that I had for y'all. Amanda, do you have anything you want me to add or anything else to cover?
I can't think of anything offhand, but I do think it's a good time to share some more of the resources again on our Facebook and YouTube pages. I'd love to link to your YouTube channel and make sure that our viewers are aware that you've got all these videos on the YouTube channel. Absolutely.
Please,
I know we've shared
I'd love that
in the past.
Right.
Because we get a lot of people in who are looking for jobs, and we all take turns helping and working the desk. So this gave me some ideas to help people.
Good. That's great. And Tammy, if you want, I'm happy to show you around NCWorks if you want to, you know, have some time to look through it, because we want you to be comfortable with NCWorks so you can help people use it as a tool. Now, I'm not an expert, but I will show you around. It's got great labor market information for people. So that, you know, it can be, there's a lot available. It's a very robust system. So you can go,
I had to use it. I switched careers. I was a tour guide before I went back to school to be a librarian.
Oh,
Oh.
good.
So,
You're a great example. Okay, you recreated yourself.
yep.
There's a good tool back on it just pops in my head under NC Careers called Next Step. And you know, Connie and Daryl, since y'all both have some work experience, Next Step is good because it takes what skills you have and then it shows you possible careers that might come off of that, and then it'll give you all the information like we saw how it does. It'll tell you how much the salary is, what kind of degree you have to get, and that kind of thing, what star rating it is. So this NC Careers has lots of helpful tools.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, thank you all very much for your time, and I wish you well in your career search. And please don't forget the NCWorks Career Centers. They have career advisors that are there to help you. So please feel free to reach out to your Wilson. It's only like 2 blocks from the Wilson Library, and they are available to help you Monday through Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we're happy to provide internet service at all of our locations in Wilson County. So if you need to come in and use the internet for your job search, you're welcome to do that, or you can call us if you need some information. We also have an extensive career and test prep collection in the library that has a lot of study guides for all different careers, info on going back to college, getting scholarships, a lot of info.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, well, thanks, Miss Amanda and Miss Duna and Mr. Daryl. Or you got his name right? Yeah, it's been really good discussion, you know, and I think I've learned, I've learned a lot. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank y'all for
Yeah, thanks for all your help.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
All right, very good. See everyone next time then.
Okay. Okay, bye.
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 Trying to figure out how to get it off.